I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. Let me thank all the viewers and subscribers for watching my videos and for their excellent suggestions and comments. Here is a request from one of our subscribers who wants to understand how do we solve quadratic equations. Now, based on this request, we are starting a new series where we are starting from very basics. Before this, we have discussed how do we find squares of numbers. And now we have taken up 10 questions on how do we solve quadratic equations. So this series is not for the experts. It is for those who want to learn, and this is kind of their first class to understand what is a quadratic equation and what does it mean to solve a quadratic equation. We'll try to explain the complete concept with the help of 10 questions, and this will be followed by 3 more videos. And by the end of these videos, you will be an expert in solving any quadratic equation, right? So, just 5 videos to go, and you'll be an expert. Okay, let me also remind you that our YouTube channel is absolutely free. We had been working with you for last 15 years, and on your request we produce some quality material here. We have now more than 17,000 free math videos. Well, all this costs money, and somehow I teach and get some, but I really need some more, which I think you can contribute. If you can, even a small denominations like 10, $20 will help. Every dollar counts. Those who are in Canada, they can definitely transfer the money to my business account, Global Math Institute at gmail.com. Let me remind you, these videos are watched over 80 countries, and many people who are living much below poverty line are getting help from our channel. So do subscribe, view our videos, and also don't forget, if you learn from me, you pay me some money, but then we use it for a better cause. Great. Now, let's see how do we solve the 10 equations concerned. Now, first thing which some of the students are not very clear is what does it really mean to solve an equation, right? So we'll begin from there and also understand what basically quadratic equation is, okay? And then we'll take up the solution. So here I have drawn a graph. You see, on the graph, what we have here is x-axis. Along the x-axis, we have different x values, and that is the y-axis. And along the y-axis, we have values which are x squared, and that is what the equation is: y equals to x squared. To draw the graph, what you can do really is take some values of x, right? And then write some values of y, which will be square of those values. So you can see there is a symmetry here. What I mean to say that if I draw a horizontal line, it crosses at two particular points. So for that y value, we have two solutions, and these two solutions are the x values, right? Now let's see how does it work out. For example, if I take x as 0, what is the square of 0? Well, the square of 0 is 0 only. But if I take 1, 1 square is 1, 2, 2 square is 4, 3, 3 square is 9, right? So these are the square values. However, if I take minus 1, then you know minus 1 square is what? Well, minus 1 square is also 1, correct? Minus 2. Minus 2 square is 4. So you see, both sides we have symmetry. So we say that this graph is symmetric, right? About y-axis. You will learn later that this is called even function. That you learn in grade 11, right? No problems. But now what you see is that we are trying to solve an equation. Equation really means that if I give you this value of 4, right? Then you see for a value of 4, for example, if I take y as 4, which I'm drawing a horizontal line here, right? So this is the horizontal line which is y equals to 4, right? It strikes the graph at 2 points, right? And these 2 points correspond to the x values of -2 and +2. You see that? And therefore, if I say y equals to 4, right, which is equal to x square, then x is equal to plus or -2. Do you understand? And how do we get it? We get it by doing square root, right? So this will give you that x is equal to plus minus square root of 4. Does it make sense to you? So that is what we are trying to do in this particular video to answer all the questions, right? Here is one very interesting point, which is 0. For 0, we have only one answer. You can see that, right? Now let's begin to solve these questions one by one. So the very first one is x square equals to 0. To find the value of x, we'll only do square root. And whenever you do square root, you have to write plus or minus. Both could be answers. And we know x equals to 0 is the only answer in this particular case, right? 0 normally we do not put plus and minus. But the other equation, which is x square equals to 1, here x is equal to square root of 1, then again don't forget to put plus and minus. So we get x is equal to 1 or -1. We could write like this also. You get the idea, right? So now you got the basics. One more for you to try, which we just did, which is x square equals to 4. To find the value of x, square root both the sides. When you do square root, both plus and minus, right? And therefore, we get x equals to, what is square root of 4? Well, it is 2. So we get plus and minus 2 as our answer. Now here, we have x square equals to -9. Can you tell me a number whose square is negative? Think about it. Well, in case you want to learn from me, send an email on globalmathinstitute@gmail.com. Check our website for our latest updates. If you join us, we can be part of your success story, right? So that is what I meant. Path to your success story. Anyway, you understand now that x square is always positive, right? X square is always positive. So I'm writing positive like this. So can we have negative 9? No. So we have no solution. So for this, we have no solution, correct? Okay, so let me just rewrite u properly. Perfect. Now let's move forward. So what we understood just now, that our equations may have one solution, may have two solutions, and may not have any solution, right? Okay, perfect. Now, this is slightly different. We are saying x square minus 49 equals to 0. As you solve linear equations, let's bring the variables, which is x in this case, keep it on the left side, and the constant, which in this case is 49, take it on the right side by adding 49 on both the sides. Now we can again square root with a plus and minus sign to find the value of x. So x is equals to plus and minus 7. That becomes the solution of this quadratic equation. Is that clear to you? Now here, x squared plus 1 equals to 0. Okay, so when I do that, I get x squared equals to -1. X squared cannot be -1. So again, no solution. So some questions are very tricky. If you have an equation, you may have a solution, you may not have a solution. It is very important to understand. And that is the tip of the day, correct? So let's move on and take up the next question, which is x squared minus 2 equals to 7. Well, let's rearrange. X squared equals to 7 plus 2, right, which is indeed 9. And therefore, x is equals to plus minus square root of 9. And what is square root of 9? It is 3. So we have two solutions in this case, plus minus 3. Clear, right? Okay. The next equation. Now we have variables on both the sides, numbers also on both the sides. We'll bring them on one side and then solve. Here we go. 2x squared minus 5 equals to x square plus 11. So we could write this as 2x square minus x equals to 11 plus 5. Does that make sense? So when you change the side, plus becomes minus, minus becomes plus. You learn it, right? Now, this was square. So what is 2x squared minus x squared? It is only x squared, right? So we have x squared equals to 11 plus 5, which is 16. So x is equal to, don't forget to write plus and minus, right? 16. And so we get the value of x as plus and minus 4, the square root of 16. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 squared is 16, right? That is how we conclude. And now the last two questions for you. I'd like you to pause the video at this stage, take them as a challenge questions for at this stage, right? Of course, you'll be easily solving them hereafter, right? So let's now begin with the solution. We have 4x squared minus 9 equals to 0. We'll keep 4x squared here, take 9 on the other side. Well, let's divide by 4 also. That's also a number. So let's divide by 4. Okay. So we have x squared equals to 9 divided by 4, and then we'll square root it. Whenever you square root, don't forget to write plus and minus, and this time we have a fraction, right? And what is square root of 9? Okay, I wrote 9 over 4. 9 over 4 is what I need to write. So what is square root of 9? Square root of 9 is 3, square root of 4 is 2. So we get plus and minus 3 over 2 as our answer. Is that clear to you, right? Have a good look at it. Slightly difficult question for this stage, right? Now, the last question for you, 9x squared plus 1 equals to 0 means 9x squared equals to minus 1. Can it be minus 1? Never, right? Minus 1 over 9? Never. X squared is always positive, so we have no solution, right? Do you understand? So remember that the equations may have a solution, may have two solutions, may not have any solution. When we are talking about the quadratic equations, I think the concept is absolutely clear. You can send an email on the address given globalmathinstitute@gmail.com. Even middle school students now who are with me, they're solving quadratic and radical equations. Perfect. Now, next, where are we going to, right? We are going to further look into quadratic equations in more details, and then we will understand possible number of solutions, which we saw here, right? Sometimes we do not have a solution, sometimes we have one solution, sometimes we have two solutions. Zero could be a part of solution, right? Once again, a quick reminder, if you can support, if you can, and if you're willing to, right? Feel free to contact us. Send us an email to discuss how you can support us regularly and what you really need, right? We can actually support your organization by teaching them mathematics free of cost. That is what we are doing for many. So we can do for you also. Thank you. And do contact us and keep in touch. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.